Shalom, shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings and glory to the Most High, Yahuwah, and to Yahweh, and to the Son, the Messiah, Yahweh Shai. So tonight we're going to talk about Christianity. We getting, I'm ready to go, y'all. We need to get ready to leave and go to the wilderness. So I'm being very, very, very bold on statements that I make now. Before I get into that, I'd like to give a shout out to Salt of the Earth, my brothers, Brother Banyard, Brother Cleo, Brother Erd, Brother Yashadeep, Brother Hal Goodwin. I'd like to give a shout out to them. I know Brother Cleo is doing the Kingdom conversation, Kingdom talk right now. I was on there, but I had planned to come on around 10, try to put it late. I know a lot of y'all are probably still on there, but I'm going to wait a few minutes. I'm going to get started. But, this past week I had some stuff going on. Shalom, shalom, sister. Born Bo. This past week I had some, Israelite. I had one Israelite. I ain't gonna say that. Man, gonna send me a message in the inbox because something that I said on that chat about how they keep using the name Jesus, and I just made a statement, and I disagree with the teaching because they still teaching Christianity. But this person is gonna hit me up in my Facebook inbox. This is so petty, y'all. When you're on social media, you got to be prepared to have all kinds of negative stuff coming towards you. If you let stuff like that get you overwhelmed and upset, it's very pitiful. It's like unreal pitiful, So I really don't understand why this person got that mad at me. I just said, I didn't even say a paragraph. And he was all upset, and he claimed to be an Israelite. That's right, man. That's so petty, He claimed to be an Israelite, but he's spelling the name Yesh. We know good and well that Hebrew do not have no Y. Yahshua's name is not no Yeshua. That right there is the trick of the devil, Hashatan and his people, Esau, changing the name to try to fit Jes. And that's what I told him. And he got upset over that and going to hit me up in my inbox on Facebook. I said, man, these people are so petty. When you on social, just like now, the video, man, it's so many messages I get in the inbox and they talking junk and saying everything. I'm not going to go find them on Facebook. I'm telling y'all. So y'all see the title. Christianity is under the power of Rome. So what we're going to talk about briefly, because it's late, is we were going to talk about the strong delusion of Roman Catholic Church around the world, especially when it comes to our people. So this one guy I work with, he said he's a Christian, and him and his wife are this is what he said. Him and his wife are training to be ministers in the Christian church. Yeah, I'm tired of it too, Bo. But you know what? That's okay, because I'm getting very bold on this stuff. And Christianity got to get out of our system. And that's what's wrong with Israelites. And that's what's wrong with our people. This brother that's worked with me, he's in Christianity, but the dude don't know the Bible. And say he's training to be a minister. Him and his wife together. And I'm like, how you, as far as I know, you got to be called. How do you train to be a minister? But this is Christianity, y'all, and this is what they bring to the table. that you can be trained to be a minister. I mean, I can just talk on that subject right there, but I'm not going to do that. So we know that everything basically in Christianity, they have some things out of the Bible, they say. They'll preach on fornication. Let me see. They'll preach on love. Yeah, they'll preach on that. What else they preach on? Look, I'm stuck now because I don't know what else they preach. I'm trying to think about the word. Oh, they'll preach you have to receive Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior. See what else they preach on. But then they got so many off preaching. They go to scriptures. The stuff already happened. They'll say, "Are you saved?" And when they ask me that, I'm saying, well, the Hamashiach died because of Israel broke the statute, laws, and commandments. And the only way to make it right. Oh, yeah, tithes and offering. Yeah, you're right. They definitely tithes and offering with money, what the scriptures don't tell you that, but that's what they'll preach on. They'll preach on that, but they'll say the Old Testament's done away with. So we know Christianity is under the power of Rome. Now, I have nothing to do with the scrolls or the Dead Sea Scrolls or even the Bible that they put together. Still don't have nothing to do with that. So we're going to go through some scriptures and look at the strong delusion, how Christianity what have they done to our people. So I'm going to take it kind of slow on this because I'm not going through a lot of scriptures. I'm going to go to probably 4, 5 scriptures. Shalom, shalom, Artemis training. We're talking about that Christianity again. We being very bold. I'm going to put the invite in the chat, y'all. And if anybody want to come in, hold on, let me go to it before I get started, really get started. I'm going to put the invite in the chat. If anybody want to come in, y'all can come in, and because we talking about the delusion of Christianity, and a lot of y'all know the word better than I know it, so I know y'all got something to say. I know y'all can see the delusion out here when you talk to people in your families that's stuck in Christianity. You know, people on your jobs. I had a guy tell me it doesn't matter. I was like, this guy's gone. So, I'm putting this in the chat. Let me see. I think I typed it in right, y'all. All right, so if anybody want to come in, I put it in the chat. Y'all can come in. Let me know if you can't get in. But I think I typed. But anyway, so we know that Christianity has done a number on us as a people. Like I said, the brother said they training to be ministers, and he was trying to tell me that who they call Jesus died for everybody. And I said, why? I said, he's not a he's not a European Messiah, but he's a Hebrew Messiah. And he's like looking in the air like he don't understand. And I'm like, dude, if you training to be a minister, which I don't know what that is, but how you not know that he's not a Hebrew Messiah? This is really, really sick. So this is why we get all this poor teaching coming out of Christianity. Also, I had a debate with a Muslim this week, work on the bell. Actually, majority of them where I work at are Muslims, black Muslims. And I proved to them that the religion that they worship had them in slavery, according to 642 AD. Yeah, they do get upset, Bonbo. And so they so that yeah, they was on so in a way the Muslims, they was like upset at me, and and but they didn't get that upset at me, but they could not refute that Islam had us in slavery. So but let's get into scriptures, y'all, because I've been having a rough week. So I've been attacked by a Israelite that want to hold on to Christianity. He got mad at me. So now I made a statement on this page. Then I've been attacked by a Christian and a Muslim. It sounds like Psalms 83. I think somebody is what it is. Psalms 83 all over again. So the first verse, we're talking about the strong delusion of Christianity, and Christianity is up under Roman power. Has nothing to do with the scrolls. It has nothing to do with the Bible they even put together. That's crazy. Ain't it? You put something together, but you don't want to go by it, and then you call it the Bible. So first, I'm going to go to Isaiah 66. I'm going to start at the first verse so we can get some context. This is talking about the future of Zion's hope. The future of Zion's hope. Isaiah 66. It says, "Thus said the Lord, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye built unto me?" Question mark. "And where is the place of my rest? For all those things have my hand made, and all those things have been said the Lord. But to the man where I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, tremble at my word." Verse 3. "He that kills an ox as if he slew a man, he that sacrifice a lamb as he cut off of a dog's neck, he that offers an oblation as if he offers swine's blood, he that burns incense as he has blessed an idol. Yea, they have chosen their own ways, and their souls delight in their abominations." Verse 4. "I also will choose their delusion." This is a prophecy coming to Isaiah verse 66. I started first verse. Now that I'm at verse 4. Listen what it says. "I will also choose their delusion and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spoke, they did not hear, but they did evil before my eyes and chose that in which is delighted not." So we see Israel during that time turning, our ancestors turning away from the Most High and start to choose the things of who? Probably the Gentiles. We know that. Even up to this day, after we have waken up, realized, oh look, we're the Israelites going to do the scriptures. But guess what? We still want to hold on to Christianity. We still want to hold on to Islam. We still want to hold on to all kinds. Let me tell you something. Shalom, shalom. I ran into this girl on the way home. It's been about a month, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's at the gas station. We got talking about religion. And she told me that she talks to the spirit. This is a sister, sister of Zion, Israelite. I said, okay. She said she talks to the spirit. This is what Christianity do to our people. Lead our people out to start being atheists. Now she said she talks to the spirit, She's like then she says she talks to Lucifer. I said, oh, okay. And she was trying to get a reaction out of me, but I guess she didn't see the reaction. Then she said, um, the spirits follow her home. I said, okay. Then she said she can call up spirits. So I asked her, I said, can you call up King David? She said, why you want to call him up? I said, because I want to know what we're supposed to be doing to go into the wilderness. She said, oh, no, I can't do that. But the point I'm making, this is what the strong delusion has done to our people. After they realize that Christianity is fake, they start going into all kind of other stuff. And when we tell them, look, sister, we are the true Israelites of the Bible life. She said, oh, I'm not an Israelite. I said, okay. I said, was your people enslaved? She said, yeah, I've been to Africa and I've been to this, that. Yeah, I said, okay, well, the scripture tells you that Israel was going to be scattered to the four corners of the earth. She said, oh, well, it only happened to us. I said, okay. But I don't really think that she received that. But this is what the strong delusion did to us. And that strong delusion prophesies probably over, I'm going to give it 3,000 years ago, right here in the book of Isaiah, when our people turn and want to do their own things. And just because they say, okay, I'm going to let you do it. I'm going to even help you out. And that's what's going on even up to this day. So when I was talking to a person one time, I said, do you think God hates people? Matter of fact, it was the brother at work not too long ago. He said, no, God hates the sin. He don't hate people. I said, really? He said, God hates the sin. He don't hate people. I asked him 3 times. Oh. And so on the 3rd time,
Shalom.
Shalom. How you doing, brother? So on the 3rd time, I said, now we got a problem. He said, why? So I took them to Romans 9 and 13. Then they said, oh, yeah, God do hate Esau and the Edomites. I said, okay. I asked you 3 times. So they let me know when you ask a person that they really don't know the scriptures. They just talking what they heard. So, shalom, brother. How you doing?
Shalom, family. How you doing? Bless y'all for the family and all the brothers and sisters out there. I like the zeal y'all be having, you and all the other brothers. Shout out to
Salt of the Earth, yeah, that's my brother.
Right, Salt of the Earth and them, and like I said, I'm over there on my channel doing the same thing. Check it out whenever you right.
Yeah, I'll be checking you out. I come over there.
I like I think I just tuned in. So the stuff that you're talking about is amazing, because it's something we think about every day, because scripture says oppression maketh a wise man mad. And we and it goes deeper, even goes deeper than the theology of the fact that we got such a soul tied with this Christianity, because Christianity allows you to do what you want to do and talk sweet shit to cover it up, like, oh, he know my heart. Next thing you know, we got all type of mixed breeded kids around, and this, that, and the third. Women now is ruling the men in the household, and and that's what it leads to. And we something about that people don't want to let go, so we keep on making these excuses to keep these soul ties. You know how it is when you dealing with a woman and she has maybe a baby daddy, or those relationships don't never end. And now we got that soul, we got that same soul tie with Christianity. And not just, and what happens is we come from religion of Christianity to the religion of white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? That is Christianity spelled backwards, white supremacy. Because it teaches us how to, it reminds us how to be a good slave. If they say a quiet nigga is a good nigga, and we've been trained, especially us men. We've been trained. We clearly see how we getting the last end of the stick, how we basically didn't put the skirt on in these relationships. And we clearly seeing this, but we just keep quiet because we know, yeah.
Go ahead.
I said because we know that if we keep quiet, a lot of us ain't gonna be lucky tonight. So we keep it shut. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you made a really good statement, and because I did a series, it's been like maybe a year ago, I think, y'all, and the topic was Christianity and white supremacy is one the same. Yeah, you made a really good statement. Um, how Christian, that's what even within our Israelite brothers that has waking up, they still hold on to Christianity. This is what I'm be dealing with. Like I said, I talked earlier, I had a brother come in my inbox that say he's an Israelite and told me not to say something about it, basically about his teaching, because he teaches basically Christianity. And I said, brother, you in your feelings over that. And I said, hey, I'll meet you, halfway, because the way it looks, he don't live too far from me. And I said, we can meet up halfway and debate in person, whatever. But anyway, make a long story short, when you're on social media, you're going to get negative. If you let stuff like that, get to you, and then you're going to turn around and say that, well, you ain't nobody, blah. I said, well, if I'm not nobody, you shouldn't even reach out to me. Come on Facebook to reach out to me? Come on, bro. But Christianity has really messed up our minds, even in Israel. So I am being very bold about this. My sister born bold online. I am I've been completely, I used to be a minister in Christianity. So Christianity is completely false. Well, all religion is not no good. Christianity is false religion. And the reason I talk about Christianity much is because that's where I came out of. Christianity has did nothing to us, but like you said, it made the men weak. Brother Earth just did a teaching on that, and it made the women angry. Why? Because a lot of our men are weak, and the women get angry. Because the women, even in slavery, what they do, even when we came out of chattel slavery, they takes the men from the house. So the women run the household. So when we come back, we trying to, hey man, be the head of the house. They looking at us like, are you crazy? So it's a confusing thing. But let's go on to the next verse. I'm going to do a precept what I just read in Isaiah 66. So let me go to 2 Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians verse 11. I'm going to start at verse, I'm just going to read verse 11. 2 Thessalonians verse 11. And for this cause shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Now, Paul, he's going back to Isaiah 66, and he's talking about that prophecy. And he's talking about the strong delusion, what our people is going to believe. And doing up to this point, before the Hamashiach, the Messiah came, we went 500 years without a prophet now. You go to the book of Maccabees, going all the way up to this time. Same thing that we're going through now. And you see people saying stuff like, what y'all preaching, that's some new stuff. No, it's not. They were saying the same thing. That's why when you go to Matthew 5, it sounds like he's giving you new laws, but he's not. Everything coming from the Torah. They've been taught wrong with these religion sects. Same thing that we're going through when men, the brother, and a lot of y'all that's on the line today, and when y'all teach people, y'all are talking to people, they'll say, well, I ain't never heard of that, this, that, and it's in the word, because we been led astray with strong delusion. Brother, you got something you want to say on that before I read this comment right here?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we've been it's like, because when we go to church, we all done seen that. We all done seen this. Oh, we had a good time in church today. Oh, that preacher was preaching. Or what did he talk about? They won't be able to say what he talking about because black folks here in America, the only thing we got is our emotions. And we did. I mean, did you see that movie Goodbye Uncle Tom?
Never
And
seen it. Pretty good.
yeah, you need to see that. This is when they had brought us in slavery over here on ships, and they just showing you all the things that they were doing on the ships, how they were selling out women and stuff. And the modern day slavery culture is that when you see a black rapper rapping, well, guess who's being disposed? You see what I'm saying? But
Wow.
it's more to it than just black women being angry. This thing goes deep. The brother from Salt of the Earth, he brought out something real excellent when he brought out how Eve made a oath with the adversary. You see, but I don't want to get too out of it and nothing. But what it is we just been totally programmed. This is why the beast is always referred to as, that's what the word says, come out of her, my people. Come out. That also means mentally. And we still keep it mentally. We still carry the mentality. We still carry that stuff. And
Hey, on my Revelations 18:4. I'm glad you said that. Hey, go, keep going. I'm glad you said that. You're right.
right, yeah, it's the beast. And notice the beast is always referred to as a her, if you notice. And then this is stated is that it's from one state of white supremacy right to the next. Because when you don't understand white supremacy and how it operates, anything you preach and call yourself believing in don't mean nothing. Because the thing is the white guy said, well, this is what white supremacy will tell you. Okay, well, go ahead. I don't mind you going to that building and clapping your hands and jumping and shouting. I don't mind that. But I know this. First of the month, I need this paid, or you won't have a place to stay.
That's right.
It is
Hey,
funny.
I mean,
And,
yeah,
and,
I want you to tackle this right here. What Bombo put up, and then I got a question I want to ask the chat. Who any of y'all want to respond to it? Said before the children could do good or evil, he hated Esau exactly in the womb.
right. And we've been so whited out or bleached, we can't understand that. It says before Esau even came out the womb, the Most High already hated him. You see, but if a brother disposed that type of hate for his oppression or his oppressors, you see what I'm saying, then something wrong with him. Think about it. We even hear like, how is it that when the Most High tell us keep the Shabbat, keep the Passover that's coming up, keep these things, we would come up with every excuse how it's not that important. But when the police say drive this fast or else, when the
Mm,
police and when all these other people, all the other white supremacists make their rules, we obey it without even smacking our teeth.
mm,
But
mm.
when it comes down to the rules of Yah in our culture, the Hebrew culture, it's time to get spiritual. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Yes, yeah, that's a very good point. So my question I'm asking you and everybody in the chat, which we ain't got a lot, but hey, y'all bring it. Look, what is one of the strongest delusions has Christianity gave you?
To Caesar Borgia.
White Jesus, yeah, you right. That's one of the main ones.
And nobody loves a white Jesus like our sisters do because they got a thing for it. You know,
Yeah, they do. Now the
they got
sisters on here don't, but in whole, you right, they do. But the sisters on here and Salt of the Earth, they don't like white Jesus. But yeah,
Right. Well, shout out to all my sisters out there that's
yeah,
staying, that's dealing with the word, Yah in spirit and in truth. All the brothers and sisters out there that, you know, the old saying, if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if, you
But
know,
you are
whatever.
white, right? In Christianity, these sisters would think you crazy if you say white Jesus. Now, Boy Bo said that I can eat pork chop sandwich because Paul said. Yeah, that is something. Now we see that the doctors telling you not to eat pork, just like what you were saying about the police. Now people stop eating pork, but y'all been told us not to do it. So that's a
Right.
good.
We only gonna obey it and do it when master say do it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know. But when our creators say do it, then we'll get in our feelings and get emotional and make up reasons. Oh, I'm only going over there to celebrate Christmas because my nieces, I ain't see them in so long and all that, this, that. Ask them to come over to Passover, watch you get crickets. You see what I'm saying?
you're exactly right. But that statement, I think what you made is better than mine. But both of y'all might be better than mine. But mine is, why did the Hamashiach had to come to die? I think to me that's the most misunderstood statement. And you talk to people in Christian, like I was talking to this white guy at work. I said, why did the Messiah? I said, who did he die for? He died for me and you. I said, no, he didn't. Who he died for? And he was like, what you mean? I said, do you know your family history? He was like, yeah. I said, was your family under the law in the Old Testament, what y'all call the Old? He said, no. I said, well, how he died for you? But that's, to me, is the most, if I think the whole world, which we know that's not going to happen, can really understand why the Messiah had to come, it would change a lot of Israelites' lives before it's too late. I think that's the core, because if you believe that he can't just die for everybody,
Right, you can't come. Wasn't that in Luke when he was like, and you should name his, you would call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people, which is
yeah,
Israel. Even Yahushua said, I only come for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then he said at the well that salvation is of the Jews. And if you notice at the well, the Samaritan lady, what did she say? Is this the well of our father Abraham? This is scattered Israelites.
Golden Kingdom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then this is another thing we get mixed up when Paul said there's no difference between Jew or Greek
that's right.
or Gentile. You see what I'm saying? You just do the history. The first Greeks were all that was ruled by blacks. You see what
And
I'm
also,
saying?
yeah, and you're right. But the Northern Kingdom was called itself Greek. You go to the Book of Maccabees. So yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
But check this out, and some of the Southern Kingdom. So 10 tribes, Bombo. So also I'll make this statement, y'all, on the 27th of April. I want y'all to keep that. That would be on a Saturday, I believe. Yeah, on a Saturday. Is that right? Hold up. What day?
Uh, well, Passover coming up, which is on a Shabbat, and then from the Shabbat to Shabbat, it's
Yeah,
about
we
on
started celebrating tomorrow because
tomorrow,
yeah,
tomorrow night, kind of like
yeah.
tomorrow night.
But I'm talking about on the 20. Let me look at this map because I want y'all, everybody. I'm gonna announce this on here. I don't know if they can announce it on Salt of the Earth, but I'm announcing on my channel because I want y'all to know, whoever's on here, that it's gonna be a big debate between Salt of the Earth and Tell Ministries. Now, for some odd reason, I was told that I couldn't be in the debate, y'all. They
Yeah.
said they wanted.
Yeah.
I think I know why, but they said they didn't want to debate me. But anyway, um, so the 27th of April. Let me make sure it's the 27th. I'm trying to look at find the calendar. So I want everybody to be on there. It's gonna be on Sister E's channel. And
Yeah, You said
He
Sister
said
E. You said
27.
Sister
I'm gonna
E.
make sure because 27 falls on a Wednesday, but I think he said Saturday, but it might be on a Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, if you say in 27th, unleavened bread is a Sabbath to a Sabbath, so
Yeah,
that sound like the next week. So it may be a 27th on a
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. But I
close
thought
to
he
that.
said a Saturday. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that it might be it.
I
It
didn't
might
think
be
they
it.
block you. Oh my gosh. Hmm. But yeah, the it's gonna be on Sister E's channel. So I hope y'all come on now, boy. And I'm on standby because the rules are I can't come in. But if they use somebody else, I'm coming in. Cause they don't because I had a debate with them and they got mad, start calling me niggas and stuff because they cannot prove that Paul was talking to some white people. You know that's what they believe.
Right. That and that's that thing, especially that thing about Cornelius. The man was a blatant Israelite because they try to say they say about this thing about the Italian. First of all, the scriptures clearly said that he was part of an Italian band. That's no different than a black guy. That's no different than a black guy being a police out here. You know what I'm saying?
Or in American Army. I mean,
Or
come on.
right, American Army, but you got people from you got Asians and
Yeah.
black folks fighting for America. That doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? He was part of the Italian band because first of all, let's get to the foundation. Why did Christ die? What? Because
Yeah.
we only deal with a Christianity aspect or a Christianity mindset of why he died. We go to Jeremiah 31 and 30, where it says, or 31, where it says, "And I will make a new covenant." But it goes on to say, with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. It didn't say nothing about no Esau, no
Mm-mm.
Elam, no
Mm-mm.
Hamites. It says, I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. And it goes on to say, not as I made a covenant with them in the wilderness, because we broke that covenant.
Mm-hmm.
So because we broke that covenant, he had to renew the covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. And how he renewed that covenant was with the Mashiach Yahweh.
Yeah, man.
Because when
Mm.
you understand, this is why we got to go back to our culture. When you understand covenant, when a man and woman gets together, first of all, and I may have to, step on the brakes because this will be some sisters. I need you strong ladies to be strong for me on this one because it's gonna be a toughie. Okay, be strong with me. Okay, like when a man and woman gets together, the only way a lady is biblically legal to be your wife, she has to be a virgin first. You see, so when a man goes into a lady as she's a virgin, when you go inside of a virgin, it's bloodshed. You break her wall and blood is shed. Now, this is in Deuteronomy. Now, when you break her wall and blood is shed. Now, what do the marriage couple do after they have sex and make that covenant? He takes the sheet, because they lay a white sheet down on the ground and they make, and they procreate, they have sex, and then he takes the sheet and he gives it to the high priest as a token of her virginity. What do the high priest look for? He looks for the blood. That's how he know, okay, y'all slept together, y'all together now. You can't do that with a lady that's not a virgin. You see what I'm saying? So this renewed covenant, us being his wife, the wife of the Most High, it had to be a renewed covenant. So anytime a covenant is made, it has to be bloodshed. This is why the Messiah came and he got shed his blood. This is why Peter said, Kepha, he said, with his own blood did he walk into the holies of holies and made atonement for us. You see what I'm
So
saying?
yeah, so when you go to Hebrews 8, it's a precept. It's talking about the same thing. And this is why people get mad. This is why I tell them got kind of upset. They got mad and upset with me. This is Bold Channel, so we can say what we want to say. The only thing I don't want to say is something that this video won't go out, but But they got mad at me because I asked them, I said, okay, if the Messiah died for the covenant and the people is not under covenant, why ain't they mentioning it in the covenant? I said, so if Paul, Peter, and was going around waking up white people, that's in like Ephesians 2:16 tells us, I'm gonna reconcile y'all back to the Most High. The Gentiles, the other nations, was never with the Most High. He had to be talking about the northern kingdom of somebody or the southern kingdom. And so you get Ezekiel 37, that's what he's talking about. But let me read this statement right here, and I see some more comments. It says, I'm so thankful for removing Christianity from ever in my pinky toe. I have eyes to see and ears to hear. Yeah, I'm so thankful too. I used to be a minister of Christianity, and I'm gonna tell you something. I knew nothing. And this brother, right, Artemis Trainer, brother sister, says, what is the debate? The debate is going to be who is Paul and Peter talking about in the new covenant. Because, salt of the earth as a whole, we teach replacement theology. That's what we teach. Because when you look even at the prodigal son, what do it talks about in Ezekiel 37, the prophecy, when he told Ezekiel, take one stick, put in the hand another stick, because one, you come one kingdom. And it tells you that Ephraim will not, envy Judah. Judah will not envy Ephraim. I'm sorry. And when you look at the prodigal son, what was that all about? When Hamashiach came, because remember, Ephraim became not a people, and they was cast out. They was backsliders. He came to the point that he basically hated Ephraim. So Judah was kind of upset, like, oh, so the Hamashiach came. Hey, that's how y'all get in, and we still here, and we know we actually basically did just as worse for Ephraim did, because we end up, joining the Edomites, some of, and I ain't gonna say all of us, and lynching him for no reason, because he called himself the son of the Most High. But that's going into a whole teaching. But what I'm saying is that this is what the debate is going to be about, is who is the New Testament is about. You notice, if the New Testament is about all these Gentiles, the northern kingdom is completely forgotten. And this is why they got mad at me, because I asked them in Romans 11, when it's talking about a wild branch or a wild plant, can you show me a scripture that's talking in the Old Testament that says that Gentiles or nations that's not of Israel is a wild plant? We know this called Northern Kingdom a wild plant. And that's what they got mad at me for. So they told them they do not, they don't.
Yeah, well, if we talking about Peter, all we gotta do is go to Peter chapter 1, the first Peter chapter 1, where it says to Peter, an apostle of Yahweh, to the dispersed,
Yes.
to the scattered.
Man, you said that. You're right.
It's coming out of Peter's Kepha's mouth. Peter. Now, when the reason why Peter told Cornelius, we don't deal with y'all, it's not because he was a heathen. Cornelius was an Israelite. It was just at the time. Remember when your Most High said, I was scared of y'all, and the people that was my people are not my people, because of the 10 scattered Israelites, the 10 tribes, the scattered tribes. But Cornelius was basically a scattered Israelite who was called. Peter didn't want to deal with him because he was a scattered Israelite. But this is why the Most High said, call nothing that is clean unclean. These are still my people. He was talking about the seeds of Israel. You see what I'm saying?
That's why when you go to Ezekiel 7, Ezekiel chapter 37, the prophecy is talking about bringing them together. The mission was the Messiah. What did he say? I come only for who? The lost sheep, Matthew 15:24.
Right.
So he handed down to Paul, Shaul, to do the mission, to finish it.
Yeah. Right. He did that. And then think about it. When you go to Acts chapter 2, okay, when you go to, because the Pentecostal church and all them, they talk about Acts 2 a lot, but they don't bring up the fact that they were keeping the Feast of Shavuot.
That's right.
And because they was keeping the Feast of Shavuot, now it takes us to this. The Most High is not going to tell a heathen to report to their temple, our temple, 3 times a year, like it is commanded for us to do anyhow.
That's right.
These people that was coming from afar off were scattered Israelites. That's how they knew to come to the temple at the feast day. Why would an Edomite know that they were never told or commanded or directed to do something like that? But the Israelites knew it, even though they were scattered. They knew that that was of our culture to report to the temple 3 times a year. So what happened in Acts chapter 2? These were the Israelites that came together. You see what I'm saying?
All right, you want to tackle this? You're exactly right. Tackle this what Born Bold put up here. Look at this right here, what people teaching. You see that, Ahaya?
What is this we looking for? I see a comment. I see
Yeah,
one
the
comment.
comment. You see what the comment? You want to tackle that right quick?
Yeah,
That's great.
T.O.
Yeah.
predicts the heathens are the other stick. Nah. You know, we gotta focus on what the Messiah said out of his mouth.
How in the world Ezekiel 37 tells you clearly
Mm-hmm.
that who's the other stick? If you go to Romans 9:26, it's talking about where there Paul is bringing out the prophecy from where? Hosea. He's talking about Ephraim, where that was told you're not a people, you are the people, the sons of God. So these people, in Israel, cracks me up trying to save these Edomites. And basically, that's what the trick is. And they do a teaching on the trick of Edom. And that's what we dealing with, the trick of Edom.
Right. Because we've been taught to be good slaves. I mean, the last time I read the scriptures, I heard when David said, "Blessed be he that taketh their babies and dash them up to the wall." That's
Wow.
what you do with your enemies. This is coming out of David's mouth. Or you can just read Psalms 109. He praying against his enemies.
Yeah,
Christianity teaches us to be very humble. I see it every day with our people. We
yeah.
talk to each other like shit, like nothing. But let an Edomite come along. We get very humble. We get very happy. We call them sir. You know, I mean, how many married men can say their wives call them sir?
Ain't gonna happen.
But they sure call that boss sir at the job, don't they? It's just modern day slavery.
Yeah, it is.
We just got finished with the 400 years.
What did Paul say? You're right. Paul says we do, and this is what Christianity is so dumb about. Paul said we do not wrestle against what? Flesh and blood, but principalities. When people when they Christianity the idea, they think it's something float in the air. They don't realize what he's talking about is the deception was going on, just like what you brought out right there. This is the principalities that we fight against, the deception within our minds and how we treat our loved ones, our people. When he said you love that brother, he's not talking about loving no Edomites, he's talking about our own people. But yet still we taught to love them. It's crazy.
The word even teaches to envy not thy oppressors.
That's right.
And we do just that. And we wonder why we're not getting ahead. They just, what's this Brooklyn shooting thing that at the subway, in Brooklyn sub, they got this brother that supposedly shot up everywhere. I'm just looking at that scene. I know this is a hoax.
I haven't looked at that, but I heard something about it.
Yeah, you can check it out. I'm thinking it's a hoax, but what we were saying, we're taught to love these people. This goes back to the fallen angels wanting to get back into the heaven, and why Nimrod made it Babylon, wanting to reach back up to heaven. These heathens, they want to be in this thing with us. They want to take part of it with us. You take a whole country, you take a whole race of people in slavery, and now you want to, we've been so enslaved, we can't see life without massa. So the thought of being in heaven without massa, that don't sound right to the average Negro. You see what I'm saying? It don't sound right to him because is we sick, boss? You know what I'm saying? We can't see life without him. we can't see life without him. It's just it's the modern day slavery, and that Christianity is basically, a shiny coat over the whip. You know what I'm saying?
You
You
exactly.
know, you know.
But I'm asking you something. I'm gonna see if you get this right. Now I'm seeing if y'all in the chat get this too. Um, Christianity teach they coming to you, are you saved? This is the main thing. Are you saved? Now, when you ask them, what are you talking about? Because I love doing that. What are you talking about? There go to scriptures like Joel 2, verse 27 through 32. There go to Acts 2. And I'll be like, do you understand what you're reading? They'll be like, what are you talking about? I say, well, Joel 2 is a prophecy of Acts 2 and Luke 21 when the Messiah is talking about the same prophecy. When you see Jerusalem compared with armies, you get out of Jerusalem. Tell the ones in the country don't run in. These are the day of vengeance. This is how the seed of Israel was saved. And they be like, what? Now, have y'all ever thought about that?
Well, they just like you said, what's that? In the last days, I will pour out my spirit amongst all flesh. Now, they when they take that term all flesh, they like to, like I said, they want to include them in that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to get y'all to see in the last day, what he was talking about was 70 AD, I think, at that point of time in Jerusalem. Because if Acts 2 is a prophecy from Joel chapter 2, they was Jerusalem. Then the prophecy said from Mount Zion to Jerusalem. So Acts 2, he had to be talking about 70 AD right there at that point. Now, Joel 3 is talking about our time because it's talking about transatlantic slave trade. But, so what I'm saying is that when people run around talking about I'm saved, and when they go to the scripture, and that's why I think 70 AD, now how in the world 70 AD cannot be in the Bible? When they say that the Apostle John lived to be 100 years old, don't make sense, no. Yeah, right. He prophesies everything. The Messiah prophesied 7 AD, and they didn't put it in the Bible. Come on, y'all.
I think when Yahweh said that not one brick will be laying on each other, talking about the destruction of the temple, I believe that's probably what he was speaking of the 70 AD.
Yes.
Yahweh spoke on, he prophesied about the 70 AD. You see what I'm saying? But this is, and you know, they stop there because they don't talk about how these Chaldeans got us in slavery, and then they sold us to the Hamites, and then the Hamites took us, and then that's when they sold us to Esau. And then
you can find that in Amos chapter 1 and in Joel. And man, I'm gonna tell you, Amos chapter 1, I think Amos 1 and 9, and Joel 3 and 3, it's the same prophecy. It just says in East Edom. That's all it says. You talk about Tyre and Zidon, two Canaanite nations, which are Hamites, sold us, gave it the whole captivity. And so when you look at history, you'll see black people were selling black people. I was debating a Muslim, I destroyed them with that. I said, dude, I took him through the word. He didn't know what to say because he didn't know no better. But
people they getting with that. Black folks were selling black folks because that's that Willie Lynch mentality. With a lot of these brothers walking around here, basically still being slaves. Because if I'm African, because they had us in slavery first. Now this African dude is not about to give you his daughter to take over there on a slave ship. He's going to go to his backyard and get one of his slaves, which was us. And that's how they sold us to them. They didn't sell their own tribe, because most Negroes in America, they don't understand that just because us and people over there in Africa are dark skinned, we're not the same tribe. You see what I'm saying? We even got the. I saw the video. I got the
But
video, but
yeah,
you
but
know,
they don't even understand that Japhet look just like us too. It's just that
right,
somebody messed with some Neanderthals, they messed with Japhet, and
right. This is
fallen.
what I, this is
Japhet look
what
just
I
like
asked.
us. They is lost, man.
Right,
These
and this is what I'm
ones,
saying.
yeah.
We get that problem in Israel. Like, because when you go to Genesis, the first time we hear the term Gentile is over there in Genesis chapter 10.
Mm-hmm.
So we automatically think that that's white. But I'm like, wait a minute. Noah had three sons, and they all was black, and
Always.
all their wives was black.
Uh,
So you got some explaining to do.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I do believe. I do believe. I don't know exactly how you go by, but I do believe that fallen angels did come down here and made it with some some of the daughters, the fallen angels coming down here and making them giants and everything. That's
Yeah, yeah. Even in Paul talks about that. In the
uh,
New Testament, said you have even a different gospel. Talk about a different Hamashiach and the different gospels from the angel. Why would he say that? So also we see that in Genesis 36, what did Esau do? He made it with the the Horites of Syria. They was Neanderthals, long heads, tall, big. Look at Petra. Petra's doors is so huge, man. I mean, you ever look at Petra, the ruins of Petra, and then you can even see the ruins whenever Rome defeated them and they became one people in the book of Joshua. I mean, it's right there. You can see Romans buildings opposite from Petra in the same land. So
right.
we know that happened, and also he made it with the Ishmaelites. That's why you see a lot of Arabs, so-called Arabs. The real Arabs are black people, but the ones that came over there, they have
Uh,
that white skin. A lot of them and black ones do. They always dyed their beard red.
yeah,
It's all
but
it
that,
went off, brother.
but even like Esau, he goes around wanting to spill his seed because he like the only people that don't got a culture.
That's
They
right.
so that's like they. This is why they're the most well known culture vultures.
Mm-hmm.
And so because they don't have one. And look at the media, look at the news. There's a lot of stuff that they ain't showing us. These people is still out and about. Half breeds and humans. And Jasher talks about this. Jasher talks about it and everything. But the big issue is they want to sit in the kingdom with us, and the whole time they sitting here knowing that they are ruling us. Oh, race don't matter. Race don't matter, but I guarantee you, you was not gonna find a picture of a black Jesus in none of their churches. I guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is the thing, like you'll be surprised how colonized our brothers are from Africa's that are us. They more colonized than we are. That's in Islam. You'd be surprised. Let me read this comment. It says the Most High said, Edom seek repentance, but will not find it. So how will grace be given to them? Yes, that's in Hebrews chapter 12. Edom cried with tears and couldn't find repentance. But yet still you got people like Teo and different ministries running around talking about white people if they are Edom, can be saved. Now, I don't know, but according to the scriptures, I don't see that. What do you see, brother?
Right. I see Yahweh Shah saying, "I only come for the lost sheep of the house of Israel."
All
I
right.
see Yahweh Shah, and this is they say go into the world and preach to all nations, but they don't speak on the part of when Yahweh Shah said, "Go not the ways of the Gentiles, but go unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." That's the scattered Israelites that's out there. They tend to skip that for some coincidental reason, but
Correct.
you know, it's like they want to be in because they know their time is coming. It's just like they doing slavery, they do now. If Massa is scared, of course he gonna want his slaves to be scared because if the slaves, field niggas like me, we waiting for this shit to happen. I mean, excuse my French. We waiting for this stuff to happen, because that's our freedom.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the same thing that happened in Passover. Before we left, destruction had to come first, but his people were protected. Who was what? Under the blood, you know, the blood of the lamb that they sprinkled on the doorposts. Okay, so they was under the blood. Another symbol of covenant. What we were just talking about earlier today. Why the Most High renewed the covenant? Because one thing you find in Christianity, oh, this is the time of grace. We're not under the law. But wait a minute, did not the Most High find grace with Abraham?
He
That's
split that
interesting.
Red Sea. What you call that?
That's grace.
As
That's the
favor. That's what grace means. See, when people say grace, they don't tell you what it means. It means favor. Deuteronomy chapter 7:6. Who has got the favor? We do. These people crazy.
uh-huh.
They are crazy. So you're
Yeah,
right. Grace means favor. So when you say grace, grace didn't happen in what they call the New Testament. I don't even like calling it that. But grace didn't happen in that. But everything you read in the New Testament, they had to come from the old, what they call the old, what I'm saying. So
right.
what makes me upset is that when I ask people in Christianity, what is the kingdom of God? Oh, they was preaching. I said, man, what no such thing in Matthew, Mark, Luke, John when they was
Right. They was reading out the Torah. It was the New Testament wasn't even written. So what book was they
yeah,
using?
yeah, the Torah. So when people say the new, but you know, the Edomite Torah, the New Testament is done away with. So hold on, let me get through this last thing. Well, actually, we talked about it because we was talking about how what he came for, who he died for. Um, One thing I want to talk about is how Catholic at this last I had the Catholic Church influenced Christianity, which is one and the same, on Sunday worship, okay to eat pork, putting up idols. You know, we didn't even do none of that. Um, what else did
Right.
they do? Oh, paying tithes to the preacher and not even Levites. All
Right.
that come from the Catholic Church, and this is a strong delusion of the Catholic Church. If y'all have anything else y'all can bring out, bring it out.
Well, when the scriptures, the Christianity churches that we've been all in, those are simply the daughters and the mothers of the Catholic Church. You will see about that in Revelation, Babylon and her daughter. You see what I'm saying? And all these come from the Catholic Church. You know, like when a beast gives birth, you know, or a dog give birth, they don't just give birth to one; they give birth to a couple. You know, a couple of puppies or a couple of babies or a couple of. Well, that's what apostolic and Baptist and Seventh Day Adventists and Jehovah Witnesses, all of them come from the Catholic Church, even Islam. You know what I'm saying? And you know, even this
Hey,
Jew,
thank you for saying that. Go.
right? Even Jewish, all that Islam and Jewish we seeing over there on TV, they are all the same. It's all stage played. It's all the same, and they all are funded by the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church that stands on the seven hills. What the scriptures talk about the seven hills, because this is it's the Catholic Church is the beast. You see what I'm saying? It's the beast.
Hold on, brother. You probably and my brother saw the earth. The only one I met that was his other brother too that recognized that Rome sits on seven hills, and I got people trying to debate me to say that basically I said America is the daughter, but Rome is at the top. It sets, and they're like, no, that's not true. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Right. Just like this is why we call Babylon, you know, another word for baby London, because America extends from London. You see what I'm saying? Because all America is a corporation. You see now you know how all about all these relationships is so you can feel it in your gut as a man how these relationships in the house of Israel are so corporated. Machinery. The sincere is not there. And our brothers keep quiet about that because they don't want to miss out on some good loving tonight. But these are all tools and practices that's from the Christianity church. If you flip the word over, it'll be called white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? When you don't understand white supremacy and how it operates, you dead to begin with. One way to kill a slave is to make him think you're free. you
Yes,
know,
that is so true.
right in
Right.
the Christian church. Right in the Christian church. I'm blessed and highly favored. Like, really?
Yeah, I heard him preach that sermon. I am the head and not the tail. I'm like, man, let's come out Deuteronomy 28 telling you, if you don't keep the statutes, laws, commandments, you're going to be the tail, and that's what we been. I mean, it's really Christianity. I don't even like debating Christianity people. It's like talking to somebody that's just born. It's really bad.
It's modern day slavery. Babylon meaning confusion, and we all at a confused state.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they stay on top of us by keeping us confused. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? And this is what they do. I mean, come on. What the hell else do they got to do to us for us to realize they did not look? They did not bring us over here on slave ships to be our buddy old pal. You see what I'm saying? They did not do that. We won't even do that in the neighborhood. If our enemies came to our front door, we're not about to just up and let them in. But we'll do that. When it comes down to us and Esau, we will give them a pass for any and everything because them the ones we fear. What do Yahweh Shah say? Why thou callest me Lord when you don't do what I say do? So when Yahweh Shah tell us to keep Passover, keep our Shabbat, keep these days, um, operate this way with your brother, operate this way with your women, operate this way. We on here have we got a big old debate and argument and people getting in their feelings. But when Whitey say, I need this amount of much on the first, or you're gonna have to find somewhere else to go. Or
Yeah.
I need or either that or you can see me 3 a.m. And then um when he say do this, when he say I need you here at this time, when he tells our wives every day, look, you go home when I say go home. And
That's right.
then, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? So what type of blessing, highly favored are you talking about? You
I
know,
know. Hey, brother, I'm with you. I'm gonna ask you a question right quick. Then I'm gonna respond to this comment. What part of the country are you at? Are you from the Eastern, West?
Eastern, I'm Michigan, Eastern.
You in Michigan, so you're an hour behind. I'm in North Carolina. Okay.
Yeah, I got a lot of family in Greensville.
Greenville?
Yeah, Greensville. I think ain't that Greenville, South Carolina, or is that Greensville, North Carolina?
It's two of them, South and North. Yeah.
Yeah, I got family out there. And my last family reunion from my dad's side, it was out there.
Okay. Yeah. Reason I ask because next time I come out, if you see is my email on here. If my email ain't on, well, you can send me your email. But as a matter of fact, I can put it in the chat. And you can send me an email, and we can connect or whatever. It seems like you got a lot of knowledge and whatever. So, but I'm gonna put the email in here. I don't have to do it. I mean, I can do it on backset. Well, a lot of people already got me email. Don't really matter. Put it in here. But right here says Edom is white and he is ruling and everyone knows it. And a lot of people like my brother. I'm gonna call him my brother because this is my brother. Genesis 49. They're real good with um
Oh, Heplo groups and all that.
Yeah. But for somehow, when somebody asks them Edom is a white man, they laugh. Well, not so often. Then when they do the research, guess where it leads to?
Right,
Like,
right.
why is y'all lying for white people? And that's what gets me about. Let me tell you something. If I get counted wrong because I thought somebody was somebody that's not Israel, let's say they're not Israel, but they either Edom or they Japhet or they Ham. I could care less.
Yeah, and you know the question I ask all them Esau is black folks,
Yeah,
because we got a lot of them here. They say, "Oh, Esau black, Esau black." They take all the shots just so that this pelt race of people can get into the heavens with us.
yeah.
But my thing is this: okay, Jacob, Esau is the end and of the world, and the Jacob is the beginning that follows. We know about that scripture. I asked these people, show me the black race of people on this earth that is ruling everything, and then I'll be quiet.
Same thing. Because Esau pretty much started out, could have been somewhat black, albino, red, whatever. Don't I agree with that. But the black people of Esau is not ruling the world. The one that he migrated, well, in the bread with, you go to Genesis 64 and Genesis 90. It said he subdued his great grandson Zepho subdued all the Europe. What it says when you read that.
Right.
So I mean, if them type of Esau, if they talking about they're not ruling the world, and my
Right.
buddy Ron Dalton Jr. Well, I guess we are right now. We used to go edit on that, but we'll go back and forth on that because he was basically. You see my email. You can send me your information, man. I would love to, get you on there. We got 6 members of Salt of the Earth. I want to get to 12, but yeah, I like to get you got some good knowledge, special knowledge. I see that you got real good knowledge on the woman of Israel and the man of Israel, and that is good knowledge to bring out. As long as you bring scripture, I think the women would be okay. But a lot of times, I see brothers preach on women, and they kind of down the women of Zion without scripture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when
Just
you
being
do that,
okay.
I would be upset too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. It's
Yeah,
it's all right to be upset.
but women of Zion, I know within women of Zion that want the truth. I think a lot of them know where they grown at, and I think that we need some upbringing on them and on our men. I think if we do more of a balance, we can come together. But sometimes some brothers just talk about the women so down, and that's why I'm not really knowledgeable in that. I am knowledgeable, but I don't do a lot of teaching on that because I don't want to. I'm focused on waking up Israel, and I don't know everything, and I'm not ashamed to say that. But you go to some channels, they know everything. So, brother, you got it, but I can see you got that.
Right. Right. Yeah. Shout out to my brother over there. He on Shot of the
Oh
Earth.
yeah,
He just
Ebry, yeah, Ebry be on it, yeah.
Yeah, I was on, was that yesterday or the day before? I was on there at the end, but you know what I'm saying? But I even it's sometimes I listen without even coming on, but I still sit back and listen at the chat.
Mhm.
And they like I said, they're very intelligent over there, and
Oh yeah,
they very intelligent. Well, all of y'all is intelligent,
yeah,
really. All of y'all I done listened to all y'all, and y'all all got great y'all got great inspiration from the Most High. And I'm the type of guys I like to associate with. I done dealt with enough Pookie and Ray Ray wearing robes because we got that in the house of Israel, a lot of it. And you know, it's about separating the sheep from the goat, because I said this on a video of mine that when this new year come in, it's gonna be an explosion, and lo and behold, it was. When you
yes,
got an Israelite talking about some dang Chris Rock needs to go and screw Will Smith's wife, you know what I'm saying, and then get some hair on top of that and get high
I
and
wish
sweet.
that never happened, man. I just
When you got people who up and saying that's demons and
yeah.
spirits and demons. That's just, you know what I'm saying. It's amazing, and we in trouble, and we gotta just keep crying out because it's getting ugly. But I think the reason why it's reaching that level is because there's a lot of things us fellas don't want to bring out because we know it can affect our personal lives, and we kind of like the lack of faith ain't there. But I mean, every night you go to bed, you feel this in your gut, and you train yourself and program yourself to ignore it. But it's time to stop ignoring it.
That's right.
It's time to stop ignoring it and just yell it out and stop. And we just gonna have to stop giving a you know what about how somebody feel. But we gotta scream this out. You know what I'm saying?
I was born bold. I told her I'm gonna do a 3-part series on being bold. I think Israel need to be bold. The women and men, we need to be bold. Get it out. Just like we just talked. We need to get everything out. Being bold. Now I ain't
Yeah.
saying, but I want us to be bold on more on the enemy and what we're going through. Because I want us to come together as a people and be focused on leaving this place. Because we
Right.
know, yeah, I mean, a lot of people wait, I'm waiting on the Most High. But see, this is the thing. Suppose Moses said that. Well, I know God, Most High told me they're going to say something. The Most High is telling us within scriptures, we need to get up out of here. We need to come
Yeah.
together as a people and do a massive leave. But we can't do that if everybody is arguing against one another. We need to get everything out, squash it, and get up out of here as a
Right.
people.
Right. And see, history repeats itself because what happened when we was in Egypt? You had people that were soul tied to Babylonian ways. When that cloud of darkness came over Egypt, they died because they were so busy doing the worldly things. So it's gonna happen like that again. People are so caught up in stuff that doesn't matter and caught up on a high name, likes and shares and subscribes and stuff like that. And
Yes.
when there's judgment, and then when you know
Oh,
when
money too. That's why you don't see cash out on our channels. They caught up with money. That
right,
money, you cannot talk. You cannot teach the truth. A lot of
right,
people don't do it.
yeah, and that's what they do. We trying to just like it happened in Egypt, it's gonna happen again. You're gonna have a lot of people that's so caught up in this, you know, they're gonna be so caught up in this, the spirit of the most high is not gonna deal with them to go to this spot, just like it did with a lot of people when they say everybody go to your house and put the blood of the lamb on the doorpost. And where I see that blood, I will pass over. So that was the judgment of the Most High on Egypt, just like he's going to do the same judgment right here in modern day Egypt. And when you under the blood, notice what he said. If I see the blood, what that means, that represents the covenant. You see what I'm saying? When you go to
Yeah.
Daniel, and it says the Messiah, a lot of my OT brothers, they skip right past this. The Messiah will be cut off, but not for himself. When you when you look up that cut off part in the Hebrew language, when you look up that cut off part in the Hebrew language, it means somebody being literally cut with bloodshed. So
Mm-hmm.
this individual had to be cut in his bloodshed. What we don't understand in Christianity is covenant is dealing with bloodshed. When you look up covenant in the Hebrew, I believe it's bayar, or I got my dictionary here, I can look it up. But it always consists of bloodshed. When the Most High Yah made a covenant with Abraham, what did they do? They got turtle dove and pigeons and sliced it and separated, and they passed through it, the blood. This is why Yahushua came and shedded his blood, because it renewed the covenant that we already had. Because before Israel sinned, the way they sinned, he still made a covenant with Abraham. He still made a covenant with Isaac. He still made a covenant with Jacob. So he had to keep his side of the covenant. So he had to renew it with the blood of Yahushua, the blood of Christ. And so now that that covenant is renewed, Christians got you thinking, just accept that and you're going straight to heaven. You see what I'm saying? You're going straight to heaven. No, that covenant was for was for the house of Israel to be a part of what the Most High Yah already had in store for we to go into the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Remember,
Yeah, but right quick. Let me ask you something. Now, when you go to books in the New Testament like John, it talks about if you receive Jesus Christ, if you Lord, you say you are saved. Which now when I look at it, I got a different perspective. Paul and all them, he was looking at 70 AD, but let's say he was looking at this time. Even way you look at it, you are entering into the law, which we know he's talking to Israelites that was scattered, but you enter it back into the law because Messiah did not change, even though they'll say the law, this is stupid. The law is done away with, but it's put in your heart and mind. So when preachers tell me that, I said, what's the first commandment? They were like, oh, what's the second? I said, matter of fact, what's the fourth commandment? Keep the Sabbath holy. And then they don't know none of them. I'd be like, well, how in the world you got the law in your hearts and minds? See, you ain't got the 10 commandments. So how you going to have the law? But
right.
when people when Israelites receive the Messiah, they also enter into the law. This is why a lot of people don't get it. I'll be like, oh, yeah. Then they turn around and say the law is done away. So in other words, let's say you set a law and you tell your kids, I'm your father. If anybody gonna enter and gonna join y'all, I'm gonna be their father. Let's say what Christianity say. Let's say for the time being, they gonna have to keep your laws. You see, if they come, in other words, you got kids. If them kids come over the house, spend out with your kids, they gonna follow what up under your roof. Same thing. But all of a sudden, oh no, your rules don't. Your rules done away with, but they in your house. Yeah, right.
And the thing is, the term law, this is why we got to go back to our Hebrew language.
Right.
Because the term law, L-A-W, is a Greek term.
That's
the
right.
actual word to use is instructions.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and so the Most High Yah gave us the instructions on how we as a nation of people are to live to set ourselves apart from the other nations. So he instructed us to keep the Passover 14th day of the first month. He instructed us on how the moon and the sun works for signs and seasons and appointed feast day. He instructed us to how to wear our fringes. So everything he told us to do was to separate us from the other nations, and he gave us instructions on how to do that. So just like we got to go through instructions now, we definitely got to go through instructions then, because that's like saying, okay, we're not under the law, so I guess I could just sleep with your wife then, huh? So it's like
kill your wife, kill your husband, do whatever you want, but
and I ain't break no law. We ain't under the law. Then so you saying I'm not supposed to? So you saying I can just go around stealing people's wallets and stuff? Are you saying I can do that now? Because the law I read says thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit, thou shalt not covet.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm ready to get off here because it's getting late. But this is something that we need to really look into. But my focus here being lately is leaving here. I just had to come out with this because I had Christians and Israelites and Muslims attacking me. I'm going to read this statement right here. It says, Exodus 24:8, Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord has made with concerning all these words, when he did it to Israel. So if you're not sprinkled, you're not under the covenant, it's no way, according to what we see, the Messiah died for you. But we see Israelites preaching that lie. And that's what basically who is Paul and Peter is waking up in the New Testament. That's what the debate with Teo Ministry and Salt of Earth gonna be. I wish I could be on that because I'll be, but they said they didn't want me to be on that. So y'all, I'm sorry, I can't be on there. But that's fine. I know my brothers are gonna handle them. It's really funny that they don't want to talk to me, but
Oh yeah,
it's funny. But I hope it's supposed to be on Sister E's and channel on the 27th. But when I find out more, I'm gonna definitely get the right date. And I want everybody to be on there. And I want the truth to come out because there's so much truth in the word. We don't see on Salt of the Earth, we use the scriptures basically to do the teaching. We talk, but we use the scriptures. And that's why I was telling the brother Tell Ministries them when I was debating them online one time. They got mad back in November. That's when they got mad at me, whatever. I said, why can't y'all use scriptures to prove that Gentiles supposed to be the other stick that's combined together? There's no scripture to say that. With Gentiles, all it means is nation or a non-Judah or a non-Jew or Southern Kingdom. And they take that Gentile and just run with it. I'm saying so. Gentiles supposed to be destroyed according to the Most High, but yet still they're gonna be saved. To me, it just don't sound right. What you think?
right.
A statement. I'm ready to get up off here. I gotta go to bed. Gotta get up and
Yeah.
make all the money. So
Yeah, I'm on my mission. I'm on my mission, so I'm gonna be kind of just relaxing and everything. But yeah, that's what it is. The correct term for these non-nation will be heathens because we gotta remember we reading out of English and Greek.
that's
Their
right.
mindset about it. But we understand our language. We would know that when it's referring to a non-Israelite, and we'll know when it's referring to a Israelite. Once we got scattered, then that's when Gentiles was referred to scattered Israelites because when Yahushua came, them were the only people he was dealing with. They don't bring up the scripture about when the Canaanite women came up there and Yahushua, first he ignored her. Then he went on and said, "This is this crumb, this is bread is for the children. It ain't for dogs." We don't want to bring up that part of Yahushua because before he even said that, he ignored her first. And it was a Canaanite woman. Wonder why he had that attitude towards that Canaanite woman? What did Abraham say to his children? Put your right hand under my thigh and promise me not to deal with these people. So Abraham was making a racist statement on his deathbed. But let a brother stand strong and say something strong, he'll get shot at by his own peeps. So
I mean, if you even look at Joel 2, he said, 27, I am in the midst of Israel and I am their God and none else. I mean, people tell me I'm racist if I read this scripture. Matter of fact, I was in Charlotte about 3 years ago. Never forget this. Coming out of the episode right before COVID really got bad. I mean, about 2 years ago, whatever. It was in the summertime, hot. Come out of the epicenter. This man was out there preaching, Jesus Christ died for you. He died for everybody. Out of all the people, y'all, I'm walking up the street. I'm like, I hope this guy don't come over here. Out of all the people back out there, he came to me to give him a little red book. Jesus died for you. I said, Yahweh died for me. Who is that? I said, in Hebrew. Oh, he got many names. I said, you know what? He said he got many names. I said, don't worry about that. I said, but who you call Jesus didn't die for everybody? Yes, he did. I said, let's go to Isaiah chapter 45. at verse 17, because he just read John 3 and 16. God so loved the world. So he went to Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. And I know it, but I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna read it in this. So he was like, he was calling me devils, and he told me I had an Israelite spirit. I said, well, I am an Israelite. What's wrong with that? An Israelite spirit. That's what he said. And so he turned this Bible to Isaiah 45 and verse 17. He said, and this packed out there in front of everybody. And the white guy told me he'd been doing this for years. He gets stronger and stronger. That Joker read that verse. He said, I'm not going to read that. And everybody died laughing. So when everybody started laughing, I said, let me read it. And I read it. It says, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with a everlasting salvation. You shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end. And this guy wouldn't read that because it proves who the Hamashiach is talking about in John 3:16.
Yep, so, and he also brought out the fact he was like, I pray for them, I pray not for the world.
17:9. You're right. You're right. I wanted to go there, but I just wanted to completely kill it. So that's why I went there, and the guy said, I would not read that. That's what he said. Now, if you say I would not read that, you know you got to be of Hashatan to say some stuff like that.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. You let the devil out right there. The word of Yah sharper than a two-edged sword. You know that when that sword hit, it hurt.
Yeah. Jabani, call the truth. I see your comments. Y'all bringing it. That is so true. But anyway, ready to get off here, brother. You see my email in the chat. Send me an email. Send me your phone number on there, and I'll call you. I'll call you tomorrow. Send me your phone number. We can chop it up, and maybe we can bring some stuff out.
Okay. I'm looking at the private chat right now.
Boy Scales 28 at Hotmail. You know what? Oh Lord, that's not right. I put the wrong one. See, I got a Morris Scales 1 at hotmail.com, but that's not the one I want you. I'm gonna put the one up here. Morris Scales 28 at Gmail, because that Hotmail really don't work good. I don't know what's
you deal with Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
Yeah,
I just put my other Morris Scales at Gmail, 28 at Gmail. But Facebook, matter of fact, just hold on just a second. Y'all, we ready to get off of here. Shalom, peace, blessing. May the Most High bless you all. Israel is gearing to leave. We'll get back on top. Shalom to salt of the earth and you brothers. And thank the brother for coming over here to breaking the bread with me. And peace and blessings. Shalom, shalom.